Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon where qualifying is about to start here in Austria. So sit back and enjoy the afternoon session.
Hi guys, CombinedYoutuber here. Welcome to the F1 2016 career mode today, and we'll be doing the Austrian Grand Prix, the ninth race of the season, and we are doing the Austrian Grand Prix for the qualifying session here, and we are watching now our teammate Grosjean coming into the last two corners. Austria is one of my all-time good tracks. It's always been one of my best tracks, so I should do well in this qualifying session. So Grosjean into the final corner with a 110.251, and yeah, so into this weekend we upgraded the fuel efficiency on our car for the Austrian Grand Prix. I think it was fuel efficiency, or it might have been drag, but it was, I think it was fuel efficiency, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so here we are for coming out on track now for the first run of our this qualifying session. So let's hope this is a good session. Now coming into turn 1 on the first lap we did. We're just going towards the first sector now, coming onto the straight, coming down onto turn 2. It's all about acceleration zones in this one, all about the straight line speed, so it should be good for our car in this session. Into turn 2 now, breaking down to second gear. We are 800ths down to Lewis Hamilton, who's on provisional pole at the moment. Now coming into turn 5, a left-hander breaking down to fourth gear, and now into turn 6, breaking to another left-hander into turn 6 as well, into fourth gear. We had 2/10 up on Lewis Hamilton. Are we going to get this place? These last two corners are not for the controller, so I don't think. Yeah, see, I do go wide there a bit. Now coming into the final corner, hitting the curb very hard, and actually sliding a bit there. We cross the line with a 109.757, going third fastest, 4/10 slower than Lewis Hamilton. So it's a 109.7. It's a decent time there. But now coming back into the pits after our first lap there in this Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. Here we go. There's a Ferrari coming out on track. I can't quite see who that is, but now into the garage we are to end our first run in this session. So let's hope this can go well, this Austrian Grand Prix. I think it will. Mainly because, as I said, it's one of my best tracks. So, and it's generally exciting when I race at Austria. So let's hope it's a good race. Raikkonen now coming into the final corner, breaking into fourth gear onto the pit straight, DRS open. What's Raikkonen going to do as he crosses the line? He's going to go third fastest with a 109.7. He beats me to P3 there, so very interesting stuff. We changed to a new set of ultra soft tyres to go for another lap in this session. Here is the end of our second lap in this session. With 2 minutes to go in the session, can we get some good laps in here? Here we go into the final corner, coming to fourth gear. We've gained back all the time we lost at the final corner last lap. We crossed the line, so 109.568. So that's a good time from us. We go into fourth place, but now into turn 1, breaking down to third gear. Now coming onto the straight, the acceleration zone, coming up the hill, coming down to turn 2. What are we going to do into turn 2 now? We have 100th up on our personal best and 1/10 down on Lewis Hamilton. Into turn 2, we take it very nicely there, hitting the apex. DRS wide open as we headed down into turn 3. Here we go, coming down into turn 3, breaking down into second gear for sure once again. Yes, here we go into turn 3 now, breaking down to second gear. We've actually lost a bit of time there, but we've gained all the time back out of the acceleration zone as we now head into turn 5. Here we go, breaking down to fourth gear, taking it very nicely there. Now coming into turn 6, breaking down to fourth once again for the penultimate corner, and we are 400ths up on Lewis Hamilton. Are we going to get our second pole position of the season? Here we go, coming into the penultimate corner, into fifth gear. That's taken beautifully, and onto the final corner, fourth gear, DRS wide open, and we cross the line. It's a 109.554, a 100th improvement. So that's very consistent from us there in this qualifying session. Rio Haryanto ahead on our last lap, interrupting us from getting the last gasp for pole position. But what improvement that was! That was only 100th improvement. That is, you'll be able to see the consistency in this one. Now coming to the penultimate corner once again, and into the final corner, braking down to 4th gear, coming to the final corner, crossing the line. The end of the last lap is a 10 point. Yep, and then we hit the wall in celebration. So we qualify in 3rd place for the Austrian Grand Prix. For the 3rd time in this season, we have qualified in 3rd place.
Your top 3 are Hamilton, Rosberg and De Haas. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
So Lewis Hamilton grabs pole from Nico Rosberg in 2nd place. We're in 3rd, and as you can see from our times there, it's a 109.7 at the first lap, 109.5 and another 109.5. So that's very consistent from us in this Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. We are generally consistent around this track, so it would not be surprising there, considering that's happened. So, yep. So it's I know did a 110.0 in the last lap as well. So Ricciardo in 4th, ahead of Raikkonen, Verstappen, Vettel, Alonso, Bottas, Grosjean in 9th, Bottas and then Grosjean in 10th, then Perez, then Nico Hülkenberg ahead of and behind his teammates. So here are our resource points after qualifying for this Austrian Grand Prix. We have got around, we got 88 resource points after that to get 788 resource points. In the rivalry update, we are going to beat Jenson Button. Yes we are. We have beaten Jenson Button in the rivalry in this Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. Very good there to beat another rivalry. That's the 2nd rivalry we have now beaten. We beat Romain Grosjean and we beat Jenson Button. So we have achieved all our thingies there. So let's go now to the race for the Austrian Grand Prix.
Austria, traditional home of many great things. Apple strudel, Mozart, Niki Lauda, oh and of course one of the finest high-speed racetracks on the planet. We're right in the thick of the season now and the championship battle is hotting up, but if there's any race that stands to rip up the form book, it's this one. The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today at what is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
We're higher on the grid than we expected. Let's see if we can do even better.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Nico Rosberg alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have a Haas, Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen, and Verstappen, Vettel, Alonso, Bottas, and Romain Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Felipe Massa, and Button, Kvyat, Perez, Pascal Wehrlein, and Kevin Magnussen, Haryanto, and Palmer, Marcus Ericsson, and Felipe Nasser starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are on the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. We are in 3rd place on the grid, starting on the ultra soft tyres, which by the way don't seem to have a huge lifespan in the strategy here. Is that a glitch strategy or something? I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's going on there. It's a very short stint. They're trying to get us to pit on lap 2. Lap 2? I mean, lap 2. Now, as I've adjusted the strategy a bit to go into the super softs, they've made us pin on lap 5. That's a bit better. Lap 2 is ridiculous. Why would you make me pin on lap 2? That's actually ridiculous. What if you're fighting for the win or something and you just go into lap 2? But, starting the formation lap in this Austrian Grand Prix, we are in 3rd place, another 3rd place by the way. We qualified 3rd in Russia, of course, and in Canada, and now 3rd in Austria as well, so let's hope this race goes well. As we come into turn 6, we are almost at the end of the formation lap here in Austria. Coming now towards the penultimate corner behind Nico Rosberg. Here we go, into the penultimate corner, reforming the grid for the race start. And I am really excited for this Austrian Grand Prix. I hope this is going to be a good race. I personally think it should be a good race because I generally, despite in real life Austria not having the greatest races, in the game I usually do. So here we are lining up on the grid. You can see everyone lining up on the grid. You can see Vettel behind Raikkonen there. You can see Alonso doing very well from McLaren Honda. As now we have completely lined up on the grid to start the Austrian Grand Prix, the 9th round of the F1 2016 career mode. And it's away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. Rosberg has got a flying start. He's got past his teammate immediately, coming down to turn 1. And now we stay in 3rd place into turn 1. Rosberg keeps the lead at turn 1. Hamilton slipstreams him. As we head down into turn 2, we are slipstreaming both the Mercedes as we are catching them, coming down to turn 2, and we go to the inside of them both, and we get into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Wow, the slipstream was really effective there, and we get into the lead going into turn 2 in the Austrian Grand Prix. Wow, that was unexpected. We have slipstreamed both Hamilton and Rosberg, and we've got into the lead on lap 1. A very good start to the race. That's the first time we have taken the lead into turn 1 in this career mode. And now coming into the final corner, starting lap 2 of this Austrian Grand Prix. Rosberg is now coming to the outside of Lewis Hamilton. We are leading into turn 1. And now can Hamilton get Rosberg on the inside? So can Rosberg. Hamilton actually retakes 2nd place there, after Rosberg took the lead away from him at the start. Now coming into turn 2, we've gone way wide there. Here we go, coming onto the straight into turn 3. Hamilton moves to the inside of us as we're coming down into turn 3. Hamilton side by side with us, coming down to turn 3. Is he going to get us coming down to turn 3? Yes, he is on the inside. Lewis Hamilton retakes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. A good move from him there. Now coming into turn 5, breaking into 4th gear. Are we going to challenge Lewis Hamilton back? We have the pace here to go for the win in this race. Here is the replay of the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. It was a really exciting start to this Austrian Grand Prix. It's a good race already. Rosberg got a flying start. He got ahead of his teammate to turn 1. Then he hit the curb and went wide, so gave him a bit of bad traction. And then Hamilton slipstreamed him. And then I got a double slipstream and moved into the lead on the inside there into turn 2. What a start to the Austrian Grand Prix that was. What a start. We took the lead, and actually, yeah, Rosberg did retake Hamilton on the inside there, so we lead as we head into turn 3. But where does Hamilton re-challenge Rosberg? That's where I'm wondering. I don't think we quite see it in this replay, so we're not going to see it. Coming to turn 5, a left-hander, and now we skip on to lap 3 of this Austrian Grand Prix. We got a purple lap time as we head into turn 2. A good corner there. Now coming with DRS open, coming down onto the straight into turn 3. Here we go, slipstream and Lewis Hamilton as we come on the inside into turn 3, and we retake the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Wow. Here we go, coming into turn 3 now. Hamilton's trying to hold it around the outside. Is he going to make it hold it around the outside? We've gone onto the grass there. He does hold it. He does hold the position there. And we've gone way wide there, and we've lost 2 positions to Rosberg and Ricciardo. We tried our best to retake the lead there, but Mercedes just had the traction to go past us, and by understeering wide into turn 5 there, we've lost the position to Rosberg and Ricciardo as well, so we are now in 4th, so off the podium at the moment, here in this Austrian Grand Prix. And now into turn 1, Max Verstappen's pulling to the inside, doesn't quite get us there. But now there's still a battle going on at the front here, with Ricciardo now challenging Rosberg, coming to the outside into turn 2, and he's clipped Hamilton, and he's actually gone to the wall. Wow, Ricciardo's actually gone to the wall. Let's see that from the, yeah, we can't actually see a replay there. But that was very interesting there. But now we go to the outside of Nico Rosberg coming down into turn 3. Are we going to get Rosberg coming down to turn 3 around the outside? No, he holds it. He holds the position there. The AI are very good in this game, as I said. many times, and Rosberg holds on to the position. Well done to Nico Rosberg there. But shame for Ricciardo though, he was actually going to the outside of Nico Rosberg, then he clipped Lewis Hamilton, and then he spun straight into the wall, and then I got past him back into 3rd place. But now on to lap 5, our scheduled pit stop lap. Very much understeering into the pits there because our tyres are pretty much gone. The tyre wear in this track is pretty bad, so of course we understeered there. So coming into the pit lane now in this Austrian Grand Prix for our first and only pit stop. So, coming into the pits now. We are going to change onto the super soft tyres, so the red super soft tyre. And we come out of the pit lane. I don't know where, but we come out of the pit lane now. It's a very tight pit exit. I don't really like the pit exit. But now we are all alone in clear air at this point, so you can see that there were 3 cars battling there, so it's very interesting there. We come out, in fact, in 18th place, behind Jensen Button in the McLaren, and ahead of Ricciardo in the pit lane. Ricciardo also came into the pits because obviously he damaged his front wing in that crash. So of course he came into the pits. Now on to lap 6 of this Austrian Grand Prix. And coming into the penultimate corner. There are a few people in the pit lane. Of course, coming to the final corner, starting lap 7 of this Austrian Grand Prix. We're going to pass a few people in the pits, including our teammate, Romain Grosjean, who we get out ahead of there. Now coming to turn 1, who are we going to be ahead of here? Is that Lewis Hamilton? Is it Lewis Hamilton coming out the pit lane? Yes, it is. We've got out ahead of Lewis Hamilton in the pit lane, so that could be effectively 2nd place in this race. We've got out ahead of Lewis Hamilton. That's really good there. We get out ahead of the one of the Mercedes, which is what I wanted. And Nico Rosberg is still in the lead, but he hasn't pitted yet, so we'll see what happens. And to come up to a pack of 3 cars here, Nasser, Haryanto and Button, is going to end up with a 5-way battle for this position. The slowest car that Nasser is driving, the Sauber, is getting overtaken now by Haryanto on the inside. And now we are going to get some good traction, and we're going to go some side by side with Button. There is Rosberg coming out of the pits, just about ahead of them. And we have got 6 cars battling it out for the position into turn 2. We're going to back out of the whole move because I don't think it's going to end very well. Rosberg gets ahead of them. Nasser gets ahead. Hamilton also gets ahead of me as well. What a battle between 6 cars coming down to turn 2. That was awesome. Awesome racing there. Nasser loses out from 7th up down to 10th. And we'll get some great traction on Button, but we didn't quite get him there. And now coming into turn 1 on lap 9 of the Austrian Grand Prix now. Coming into turn 1, we're behind Felipe Nasser. Coming into turn 1, we got some great traction on him. Coming down to turn 2, we're going to go side by side with Nasser. Coming down into turn 2, here we go side by side, and then we get past Nasser into turn onto the straight, and now up the inside of Rio Haryanto into turn 2. We get the Indonesian driver on the inside. Yes, we do, into 8th place. What a set of overtaking. Wow, this is actually some good battles in this race. After that, what will happen next to this race? As we head into lap 10 of this Grand Prix, are we going to get Marcus Ericsson now onto the straight? Hamilton's is a 1:11.4 is the fastest lap of the race. We move on to lap 10 of this Austrian Grand Prix. Vettel moves to the inside into turn 1. Is he going to get us into turn 1? Yes, no, he isn't. He spins round into turn 1, and the manner of Rio Haryanto, he has hit Sebastian Vettel there. And wow, can this race actually get any more eventful with the crashes that's happened in this race? It's unbelievable. Haryanto now comes into the pit lane, and he's been spun round. Oh my goodness me. He has been spun round into the pit lane, and now the safety car has been deployed in this Austrian Grand Prix. So for the 3rd time, 4th time maybe, the safety car has been deployed for a non-retirement in this Austrian Grand Prix. Should have brought out a virtual safety car for that, because there was debris, quite a lot of debris at turn 1. They should have brought out a virtual safety car, not an actual safety car, but I'll take it. It's going to probably put me into the lead in this race, hopefully, because we are right behind those 2 Mercedes. So let's hope this can go well in this Austrian Grand Prix. Lap 13 now. We're behind the safety car, weaving, and Rosberg is leading from Hamilton right now. Then it's me in 3rd. Valtteri Bottas, currently at the moment in 4th place. As we head into turn 2 once again very slowly. We're still behind the safety car, so on lap 13, I reckon lap 14 will be the restart to this race. And now weaving onto the straight into turn 3. I can actually see the safety car from here, pretty sure. But now into the penultimate corner. We actually go right up to the back of Lewis Hamilton, just to let him know that I will fight him for the race win. Well, hopefully. It's not very likely, but I'll try and get these two Mercedes. As the safety cars now coming in this lap, on lap 14 out of 18. This is going to be a sprint to the finish in this Austrian Grand Prix. This is going to be hopefully a really good sprint to the finish in this Austrian Grand Prix. As now we get very, very close to Lewis Hamilton into the safety car restart. Here we go, we are preparing to resume racing, and we are back green in this Austrian Grand Prix. Coming to the final corner, are we going to challenge Hamilton into turn 1? No, we're not. The Mercedes have pulled away. They have made the greatest restarts. They've made a very good restart to this race. As Rosberg leads from Hamilton, that's me in 3rd. Valtteri Bottas, who's behind us right now in 4th place. Here we go, is Bottas going to challenge us as we head down to turn 2? I don't know who's in 5th at the moment, but those two Mercedes have absolutely pulled away. But now we are purple. Into turn 2 we go now. We're getting closer to the two Mercedes as we head into turn 2. We get very good traction now, turn 2 sometimes, so let's hope that can, you see now that the Mercedes have actually pulled away, so onto the penultimate lap. This sprint to the finish isn't really worth it now. Valtteri Bottas is trying to challenge us for the podium place in this Austrian Grand Prix. Are we going to hold off Valtteri Bottas for a second podium in this career mode? Bottas now comes to the outside, going to turn 2. He's going to go side by side. He's got past us, but now we're going to go back on the inside. We have the inside line to turn 2. We get back into 3rd place on the inside. Can we hold off Valtteri Bottas here to get our second podium in this F1 2016 career mode in Austria? So, this is going to be very interesting, this finish. Coming to turn 3, is Bottas going to try and challenge us on the last lap of this race? It's going to be very good if he does, very interesting if he does. Now coming onto the final 2 corners of this Austrian Grand Prix. He didn't challenge us as Rosberg wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Coming to the final corner to get our second podium of this F1 2016 career mode to finish in 3rd place in the Austrian Grand Prix. Very, very good race here in Austria. We get our second podium in this career mode by finishing in 3rd in the Austrian Grand Prix. Started 3rd and finished 3rd, so we are very consistent at this track. Toto Wolff celebrates for the 9th time this season because there were 2 different winners, of course. As in Bottas and Ricciardo, of course, in Canada. I actually never noticed that, but I saw they had a grey helmet. I actually never noticed that glitch. But anyway, Rosberg climbs onto the top step of the podium. You can see my driver in 3rd place there, hopefully celebrating his celebrating his podium. And Rosberg holds up the trophy in celebration as he sprays the champagne. Now Rosberg, he decides to spray it all with me because he's happy with me getting 3rd place. Hamilton is 2nd. And then me in 3rd there. So we are sharing the champagne together. And yeah, that was a very decent race in this Austrian Grand Prix. So the results of the Austrian Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg wins by 1.4 seconds from Lewis Hamilton. And it's me in 3rd. 11 seconds behind. Valtteri Bottas in 4th. And Max Verstappen in 5th. Ahead of Daniel Ricciardo in 6th. Kevin Magnussen in 7th. Getting some good points for Renault. Kimi Raikkonen in 8th, Nico Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean getting 1 point, our teammate in 10th, Sergio Perez and Daniel Kvyat, Felipe Massa, Pascal Wehrlein in a brilliant 14th, Marcus Ericsson, Rio Haryanto, Sebastian Vettel in 17th place after being involved in the incident with Rio Haryanto, Fernando Alonso, Felipe Massa, Jolyon Palmer, Carlos Sainz and Jenson Button is the last place in this Austrian Grand Prix. No retirements happened in this Austrian Grand Prix.
Here's how things look in the drivers' table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, he had a great drive today. Somewhat unexpected maybe, but I'm going to go for Kevin Magnussen. quick, clean and in control. It was everything you could ask for.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So in the driver standings, we have Hamilton still leading the Drivers' Championship by 12 points from Nico Rosberg, then Ricciardo in third, 54 points behind, so that's a victory, that's 2 victories. Raikkonen in fourth and me in fifth. There's only 1 point behind Raikkonen. Then Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, Sebastian Vettel down to 8th, and Romain Grosjean, Jenson Button, Sergio Perez, Felipe Massa in 12th, so yep. Just to mention, Carlos Sainz in 13th, and Nico Hülkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, Rio Haryanto, Daniel Kvyat, Fernando Alonso, and Pascal Wehrlein, Marcus Ericsson, and NASA. So Mercedes lead the constructors by 126 points from Red Bull. Then it's Ferrari in third, Haas in fourth, Williams in fifth, McLaren in Force India, Toro Rosso, Renault, Manor, and Sauber. The only team not to score points so far. Kevin Magnussen got the driver of the day for finishing in 7th place. I think, to be fair, he deserved that because he finished 7th in a Renault. So I actually saw him at the safety car restart in 5th place. So he definitely did well there, Kevin Magnussen. But now here are our resource points. After this Austrian Grand Prix, we get 100% clean lap, which is interesting. And we get 110 resource points. Very well done from us there. 898 resource points. And for the first driver bonus resource points, we get 60 to make it 958, which made it 181 resource points in total, I think. And in our driver position, we have absolutely smashed that as well. We are still purple in our first driver. And now for our career score, we got 700 for the practice session, 1100 for the qualifying, and 2250 for the race. And we overall get 6,574 points from this weekend, which makes it 48,000 for the season total so far. So that was a really, really good Austrian Grand Prix. We get our second podium of the season, and hopefully you enjoyed the Austrian Grand Prix. See you guys on my next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The British Grand Prix in Silverstone is the next race, so that should be hopefully should be good. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and goodbye.